just hung around the Peach Pit, waiting for boys named Dylan and Brandon to come snatch your virginity away. And so I wasn't even allowed to hang out with boys. I couldn't say the word boy in the house. I would just make up girls' names if I wanted to talk about a boy. So I was always talking about my friend Tiffany for some reason. And my mom came up to me one day and was like, who is this Tiffany? You always say Tiffany this, Tiffany that, you see her after school, but we've never seen Tiffany. So I actually had to go out and find a friend named Tiffany so that I could keep the ruse up. One day, a boy actually dared to call our house, and this was in the early 90s. There was a lot going on in the news at that time, and one of the major headlines was about a woman named Lorena Bobbitt who chopped off her husband's penis while he was sleeping at night. And so this boy calls my house. I was like in 7th grade, and my dad picks up, and my mom's like, who is it? And he says, it's a boy for Amina. And she goes, tell him if he calls here again, I will Lorena Bobbitt. And then news spread through the land that Amina's parents were batshit crazy. And so no boys called the house. I developed a huge, awkward insecurity around men, lost my virginity too late. So 90210 can eat a dick. There were a lot of things about American life that my parents really couldn't understand. Some sayings and euphemisms, for instance, my dad didn't understand when you said, like, this is orgasmic or something is orgasmic. He would say, I have orgasm. I have orgasm, which made dinner time really awkward if he liked the meal and friends were over. My mom referred to the Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner as the Dirty Devil. Other things they didn't understand was people coming to your house to sell you things, like Girl Scouts with cookies named Samoas and Thin Mints, and Encyclopedia Britannicas, and religion, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, for instance. So remember when the Jehovah's Witnesses used to come over? I do, because my mom would invite them in for tea. And she would bake for them on a weekly basis. And after a certain amount of time, I think they realized that they weren't talking to a candidate that wanted to reestablish God's kingdom on earth. She just thought they were friendly neighbor ladies from up the street. And when they started talking about Messiah, there's some, like, oh yeah, something you should know, like most Middle Eastern female names end with the letter A. So Amina, Laila, Tala. So when they started saying Messiah, she just thought they were talking about another neighbor friend from up the street. And so when they started saying that the Messiah is coming, my mom said, great, I'll make baklava. I'll never forget the day one of the Jehovah's Witnesses dropped a plate of aniseed cookies on the floor, and she tried to reach out to like pick up the cookie crumbs off the ground. And my mom goes, leave it. The dirty devil will pick it up. We never saw the Jehovah's Witnesses again. And after they left, she pulled out her trusted Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner. And you know what? She was right. That dirty devil got every one of those crumbs.
Keep it going for Amina Halim. That sucks, man. One time I met Ian Ziering from 90210. Like, have you ever met your favorite punter from a football team? He's like, cool, glad you were the one I got to meet. Guys, we have more great comedy for your next comic. Oh, by the way, hi, we're a small crew, but we're strong. What's your name, sir?
Otis.
Otis? Miss, what's your name?
Anitra.
Alicia?
Anitra.
Anitra, I'm so sorry. I have a very boring name, it's Chris. Nobody ever messes it up. Welcome. This is a 101 class show. That's Mr. Lacey back there, Aaron Lacey, and Tasha, soon to be Tasha Lacey. He gets his shit together. No, I'm joking. Everybody be cool. Your next comic coming to the stage. So these are students in our stand-up curriculum. They're 101 students. They're going to be doing 5 minutes each. They're going to be crushing it each time, but they need your love when they come up. So please welcome from the great city of Riverside and the great state of California, Frank Martinez!
Hello, hi, yes, this is Clark Kent, I'm sticking to it. Yeah, so I am from Riverside. You guys know what Riverside is? You heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah? Clap if you know Yeah? That's good. If your friends ask and you don't have to tell them how to get there, you tell them to get on the 60 and you drive east until you hate yourself. And then you're there. Yeah. Okay, I got a quick story for you tonight. I've never sat on a stool on stage before. This is an improvisation. You're seeing live creativity. This is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, so porno. Now I have a lead up to that. So my parents visited this weekend and they dropped off, no joke, 6 bins worth of my shit because they sold their house. It's like, hi, here's all your baggage. I'm gonna stack it in your office and we're gonna leave. And so they did, and I'm going through it, and there's a lot of stuff in there that, there's a pile of essentially discarded identities I'm going through here. I'm like, this one didn't work out, this one didn't work out. But I find that there's one Playboy magazine, right, that I think I've stashed 15 years it's been in this bin in my parents' garage. There's a little bit of anxiety about that, thinking still. But it got me thinking, and I remember how in the 90s, if you wanted to see boobs, you had to go out and find them, okay? There's no box in your house. You click the boob button and then the boobs show up, okay? You go out there, put your clothes on, you find the boobs, okay? Okay, that's how it was. And that's exactly what my friend Sean and I did at 13. So we were at his house out in Hemet, which is another horrible hamlet. It's California's Florida. If you don't know anything about it. It's a rough place. Great for Scientology, big compound, lots of space for that. But we're there, we're 13. Sean has it on good authority that his weird old Uncle Dave has porno in his, what do you call this? It's a garage within a garage. So this guy is so speaking of Florida, picture Florida as a man. That's Uncle Dave, okay? You got a mullet, you got not so many teeth, okay? This guy's very concerned about the deep state, chemtrails, okay, this is Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave is built himself a nest, like inside the garage, which is his brother's house, Sean's dad, and this is his little nest he has in there. As John knows, for some reason he has Playboys, we've heard, in this place. We wait till Friday when Uncle Dave goes to the tribal affiliated gaming facility at the Indian Casino to play pachinko. Okay. Parents out of the movie, coast is clear. What are we gonna do? We're gonna get in there. We're gonna see those boobs. It's gonna happen. So we go in there. Sean tries the door. Doesn't open, and he says, "It's locked." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Let's go." Because let's face it, there's a heist, I'm no use, okay? Like the first locked door, I'm fucking out, okay? Ocean's 11 would have been 6 minutes long if I was in it. So and I said, "Okay, let's go." And he goes, No, there must be another way in. I said, "We're gonna get caught." And granted, nobody's in the house. I'm an anxious person, so this is all the dialogue happening up here. And he goes, "No, I'm gonna find another way in." So he climbs on top of this nest, and he says, "I see a gap." And I said, "Great." He said, "But I can't fit." "But you can." I said, "Okay." "No." He said, "No, Frank, this is our time. This is our time." We just watched The Goonies on VHS, so he was really charged up. And so he comes down. I come up there. There is indeed a gap. It's a little gap. I can see, there's a little sliver on the edge against the wall. I'm shimmying over there. I see I'm almost there. I put one hand up, put my weight forward, and I go right through, straight through, and because it's not roof. Turns out that bit is insulation foam, this thick. And I go through into fucking Narnia in this guy's garage within a garage, and I see black lights illuminating a dark space, and I land, thank God, on his weird waterbed. He had a waterbed in his garage, and I look up and I see illuminated, side-lit, a fucking iguana, 6 feet long, looking at me, not happy about any of this. So I'm face to face with this iguana. I yelled to the room, Sean, the iguana. And he goes, it's fine. I was like, I'm in here with the iguana. And so it's, I'm sitting on this bed, looking at the iguana. Iguana starts to lose his shit. And so that means that its tail starts going around, it's knocking shit over. And I shimmy against the back wall, get to the door, let Sean in, close the door, and we're in there in this dark room with it's a lava lamp, by the way. It's not a black light, it's a lava lamp. It's a lava lamp illuminating an iguana. Iguana was very pissed off. And so he says we just have to get it back into its corner because it doesn't have a cage. It lives on the shelf in this guy's garage in the garage. This is a real sexy scene. He's bringing people back to this place on dates, presumably. So Sean, in eyeballing the iguana, sees indeed there is Playboys. There are Playboys under there, and he, before dealing with the iguana, I should mention, grabs the stack of magazines like this and is holding against the door, and he says, okay, just walk towards the iguana. I said, sure. And so he cracks the door, I walk towards the iguana darts under the bed, and we see its tail flailing out there. Sean goes out and then closes the door with me in the room still with the iguana. And so I say, fuck you from the inside. Put him down. I'm a little panicked at this point because there's an iguana. Playboys are outside of the garage. And in the dark, I fumble towards and I get the door and I get it open. Slam the door. And he's looking and he says, he's holding, set up like this already, Yasmin Bleeth. Because our treasure for our efforts here was Playboy's Babes of Baywatch, June 1998. And yeah, I gotta tell you, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Wow.
That's it. All right, Rashana Toba, I'm out of here.
Give it over for Frank Martinez. I really thought there'd be more boobs in that story. Wow, that was you fell into like a little murder ship, man. Good for you. You fell into the setting for the room. Great, we got 3 more great comics for you to come to the stage. Please welcome Lil Rosie.
Story to remember, isn't it? Woo! I was hoping there'd be more boobs in that story too.
Final rose.
Wow, it's great to be here. Look at all these people. So I feel like, this is like a remembrance of your 9-year-old birthday party that nobody showed up to. So it's okay, let it go. Heal. You gotta heal from that. It was 30 years ago. Man, I gotta tell you, we're going through some really rough times, right? As like a nation and in the world, period. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a really difficult time. And likewise for me, I'm going through it. I don't know about you. I mean, I know I look like I got it together, but I'm cracking underneath all this. And, I just thought I would tell you since you asked, but I had a really unfortunate situation happen this week. My cousin passed away. Aww. And it was my real cousin. Not the cousin that you went to the club, not the cousin that you got drunk with and went to the club and be like, oh bitch, it's my cousin, No, she was like my real cousin, my favorite cousin. And when I found out, it just it hit me to the core because she woke up that day and thought that she just was going to have a regular day. You know what I mean? She got up, she got dressed, and then like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was like boom, like bam. You know, she hit the ground and she had a massive heart attack. And it really, really messed me up. It messed me up, and I thought about like going back to my childhood. You know, I was raised by a Yupik mother from Alaska. She was full Alaskan Native, and she was a devoted Christian. And she would tell me ever since I was a little girl up until I became like a young adult, she would say, Rosita, Jesus is coming soon. We need to be ready. And I'm like, well, damn, Mom, like, Jesus been late and shit. Like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is up, Jesus? Like, you like 10 minutes late and shit, like, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where are you at? Like, it's like so much. You know, like my pastor always says, what you gonna ask the Lord when you meet him? And I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, what took you so damn long, okay? Like, for real, like, you said motherfucker and like the Lord and all the same sentence, but it's okay. Like, you know, he knows my heart. He knows where I'm coming from on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, I haven't been in a relationship in like 7 years, you know, and my godmother is always like, that's okay, baby. Hold on, because that man's going to come for you. And I'm like, God damn, I got to wait on him too and shit. Like, I'm waiting on Jesus. I'm waiting on my man and my love life, my sex life. Like, I just don't know what the fuck, you know? It's, like, it's so much, you know? Like, I'm going through it, you know? Damn. Take a minute. Think about it for a second. I just feel like it's just too messed up, you know, and sometimes I cry and I feel like I'm going to be alone, but I'm not. No, I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. But, you know, I feel like every single day that we're here, that we have a chance to, like, make it right again. You know, we're blessed to wake up every day and just to breathe. You know what I mean? Like, just to, like, get up and take a shit, even. You know, like, look at a dick pic. It's like, it's really, really serious. Like, you should be thankful for, like, just being able to do that. You know, just for even getting a dick pic is, like, even, like, amazing. But it's okay. I just love it here. I love the Westside so much. I feel so blessed to be here. I do. Thank you so much for having me and listening to my words and everything. And God bless you. Thank you.
I hope Jesus sends a dick pic before he comes. It was so sweet and touching, and then it was like, I just want a dick pic. It was nice. There was an honesty there. Guys, we have two more great comics for you. Guys, your next comic coming to the stage. I'm going to fuck up his last name. However, I'm going to do my best. Tell it to me one more time.
Linneruth.
Linneruth. Please welcome to the stage from Fargo, the great city of North Dakota, Connor Linneruth.
Don't worry about it. Linneruth, no one can pronounce that. It's made up Swedish, so it doesn't matter. Originally Franson, great-great-grandfather, came over here, wanted to join the military, didn't work out, saw a dentist's office at Linroth, had a couple little vowels there, a couple little consonants, and became Linneruth, and now here I am for you today. As I was introduced, I'm from North Dakota. North Dakota fans out there, anyone? Yeah. Liars. Liars! It's very not true. I'm not even a North Dakota fan. That's why I'm not there. Because if you are, you're still there. The only way that you get out really is if you run. Like literally, it's just flat land. Has anyone ever been? No one? You been? You really? You guys have been to North Dakota? No, where really? Where in North Dakota?
We drove through.
There you go. That is the answer. No one goes, oh, I stopped in, you know, I stayed at a hotel for a while, hung out, saw all the sights. No, there's no sights. The sights are a couple people standing on like a little bluff. That's pretty much it. Because South Dakota, now so I'll give you here's the best part. Here's the way to know if you're in North Dakota or South Dakota. You got Mount Rushmore, that's it. There you go. I gave it to you. You're welcome. There's your geography lesson. Don't worry about that. You learned something tonight. Okay. I'm giving you a lot of energy, not a lot of substance. That's the number one thing I learned about in this class for me. Because I got great personality, and I'm gonna shine through. I hope I do at least. Let's see. I have an LA traffic story, everyone. You want to hear it? Yeah, there you go. So I'm very mild-mannered. I don't get into confrontations whatsoever, but I did yesterday. I was sitting in traffic on my phone, as all are. Not on my phone. I don't do that. I'm not that crazy. I have my Waze app up. I'm getting in the directions. I'm sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and then all of a sudden, no one's moving. Car bumps me. I'm infuriated. I don't know what to do. We're stopped. I get out of my car. I turn around. It's the tiniest little bump. I look at it. Nothing's wrong with it. But that does not stop me, because I turn around and I look at the guy, and he just goes. I don't do it. And I just unleash hell on him. I'm like, you get out of my car, you did it, I'm doing all this crap. But here's the best part about it is, he stays in his car the entire time. I'm yelling at him, I look like the crazy person. And then my final answer to that is, I go, well, why don't you just get in your car and drive like an asshole? And that's exactly what I did. I got in my car and I just drove away like an asshole. Okay, I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah? You can tell. Look at this thing. I'm doing jiu-jitsu, which means that you spend a lot of your time on your back. I'll let you make up that joke. So the problem with that is that I joined jiu-jitsu to do a lot of hand-to-hand fighting, because I've seen a lot of those, YouTube videos where people get into stuff, confrontations, and you're like, that's my girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm like, that's my girlfriend. I gotta stand up for her. I gotta respect. I gotta do all that crap. And I just couldn't do it, so I did jiu-jitsu for that purpose. But all the lessons that we're doing were like this. We're doing all this crap. We're like blocking. And that doesn't really go well. If you're in one of those situations where I'm like, I gotta respect, I gotta protect her honor. Okay. Come at me! Come on! World Star! You don't see World Star a lot on the backs unless they're getting beat up, and that's where I'm at right now. My coach is really nice though. He's from Brazil, so he speaks Portuguese. He has an accent, and he has this one where he goes simultaneously, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's a cute little thing he does, and so. But now I hear it all the time. So whenever I'm like out in public, I'm hearing simultaneously. And like the other day I was asking for directions. And so do you ever get those moments where you're like, you hear those things all the time, and you just kind of speak it in your mind, and then eventually it just comes out? Well, someone asked me, he's like, okay, so you're gonna take a left and then simultaneously, and then I, without a hesitation, I go, simultaneously. And he's like, yes. What do you want from me? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah. So anyway, I'm awkward. I'm Connor. I'm from North Dakota. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
That's Connor. Way to go, buddy. One more round of applause for Connor. Clap for him right now. He's gonna get shot on the 405. Woo! You gotta be careful. Don't yell at people like that,
I know.
Great core strength, though. You know what I mean? You tell yourself. Didn't have 10 beers a day for the past 8 years. You know what I'm saying, Jackie? How are you? You good?
Always.
Guys, we have one final comment for you. Please make all the noise and all the love for the great state of North Carolina, Alana Casati!
First lesson I learned was to get this thing out of the mic stand. So it's like, at least step one seems to have gone well. What I wanted to talk about today, and I think that the main lesson I learned in this class, I think, was about to talk about something personal and to have fun. And I realized that I was doing like this, like the second one, but I wasn't doing the first one. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about stuttering. Now the thing about stuttering is that I only recently learned how to talk to girls, and like most people, they say that like it's sort of not a real thing, but I literally only recently learned how to talk to girls, because before about sort of middle of college, I actually couldn't. I was like halfway disfluent, which means that you literally, when you're speaking, you're like in a Star Trek episode where you're talking, but they don't understand what you're saying, and then they talk back to you. You don't quite get what they're saying. I remember somebody once, I was like stopped. I was like, and they were like, "Are you trying to sneeze?" I was like, "No, and then I didn't even finish. I'm like, yes, I was trying to sneeze." It's just easier if you go with it and you just accept it, and it's fine. I remember that in high school, look, it's hard to ask a girl out when you have a stutter, because when you try and ask her out, you say, what? It doesn't work. So the first girl that I asked out, the first girl I ever kissed, was the quietest girl in school. Now, why? Because I figured if she was really quiet, we'd never have to talk about anything. And it kind of worked out. We really didn't talk about anything. It was great. And I remember her reaction to our first kiss was I kissed her, and it was nice, and I pulled away, and she was like, "That was really wet." That's a true story. And I was like, I do not know. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. So in college, I got to college, and I went to this thing called the Hollins Institute, where they basically teach you, they retrain you how to talk. They like imagine like one of those dog training schools, but for people. And they basically, and you start with these 2-second syllables. So if you want to say, say I'm hungry, you say I'm hungry. You get the point. But there was, so that's sort of interesting. There's a joke there, which I haven't quite got yet. But there was one woman there who could speak fluently. Like, she could speak fluently. All the rest of us were like struggling with her words and stuff, and we didn't know what the fuck she was doing there. We were like, why are you here? And she's like, oh, I just felt like I stammer sometimes, and like fluently. Like, she literally worked for the UN. She was like a speaker and all stuff. And we thought that she was like gaslighting us. She was like somehow placed there because like she was like the carrot. It's like, this is what you would be. Like, you know how you go to like a club sometimes and there's like a model-esque woman, and you know the club hired that woman to be there. Like, that's what I figured that was the whole, the whole thing. Let me see what the other. Oh yeah. So when I meet other stutterers, the hardest part is when I meet other stutterers, because it's something where, like, look, I was at a diner literally yesterday, and I met this guy who was another stutterer, and he was like, do you want to, you want to finish the sentence, you really want to finish the sentence, but I know that fucking sucks. It sucks when you go and you say coffee, you're saying coffee. And so, but it's like, but I know that if I could try stuttering back in solidarity, but I know that will seem like I'm just making fun of it. That's not going to work. And so I just let him finish. And I feel like that when you're speaking to another stutterer, what it sounds like is it's kind of like, I'm going to pivot. It's kind of like, so I was at Cheetah's the other day. I don't know if you guys know what Cheetah's is. It's the really down low strip club in Hollywood. And if you ever end up at Cheetah's at 2 a.m, there's no reason, you know why you're at Cheetah's at 2 a.m. There's no other reason. And once I met a friend there, and literally I was like, we said hi. We're like, oh hey, what's up? What are you doing here? And we knew what we were doing there. I feel like meeting a stutterer is like meeting a buddy at Cheetahs. You both know. You both know it had to get pretty low for you guys to meet at this point. Yeah. All right, that's what I said.
To go for Alon, there's nothing wrong with Cheetahs. It's another small business. Guys, keep it going for all the comics you saw tonight. Alon, Connor, Lil Rosie, Frank, Amina. Thank you all so much for coming out. If you have any questions about any classes we have, check out westsidecomedy.com. Yeah, your ticket keeps you in for the next show. It's a great stand-up show coming up. If you are taking off and have a time booking with Jackie, please close it out with her. Check out westsidecomedy.com. Come see us soon. Good night.
Rule number 2, don't leave your book.
I thought we all did well.
I was impressed, guys. It was way better than I expected.
Thanks. By the way, that is actually true.
It is actually.
Fun.